Hey everybody, welcome to HEX Foodies live stream after Vegas. I'm back in my saddle. I hope Finbear's gonna come and make a presence. I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Saw a lot of the people out at Vegas. That was a lot of fun. We had a great time. Our community continues to get more complex. We are experiencing incredible growing pains right now. In the faith that everything's going to be a-okay. I'm lighting that candle. I got to see a lot of people. Hex-Ray Vision being one of them. SJ Sci-Vive being another. We had, yeah, a lot of people. Lots of people. The Hexkins were like 450 strong. You moved your watches. Yeah, dude. I moved them out of the way. No, I had a great idea. That's what Finbear said. I had a great idea. I'm gonna paint this wall back here with little like Louis Vuitton like things. Dang, Finbear, you are late. You are right. I need to watch this on YouTube. On the tubes. I should probably bring up something to examine. We're at 11 cents or something like that. I haven't checked the price today. That's what it was yesterday. Richard Hart just got his YouTube channel reestablished. I saw a tweet about that. That's wonderful. Nagabo's party was freaking awesome. There were other little parties and events and stuff. Not necessarily did everybody know about them or was invited to them. And then there was, of course, Richard Hart coming in on the last day there at the conference. That was awesome. And then like this line of people in the audience were able to line up and then get on stage a few at a time and sit in front of the computers up there and ask their question to him face to face. Hex Dragon was there. Dr. Kindle was there. A lot of the Texans were there. So Hex Dragon got up there and asked his question about why I made the amazing sacrifice, the full-on sacrifice of sacrificing to the wrong address. And so he pleaded his case, and Richard said, well, it's noted now that your plea is inside of those messages, because he doesn't always understand all the messages that are coming at him. And of course, times like now, the messages, the dev messages are the most important. I hope you guys are well. I went to a wedding after Vegas. I had more alcohol at that wedding than I did whenever I was in Vegas. My goodness. My friend was hungover after the Nagabo party. We were traveling home, and he was just like, dude, I need you to know this is really bad. I feel terrible. I hate it when we punish our bodies like that. Finbear says he'll be on in a few minutes. So I can go over. So my me and Hex Element designed this on the fly almost. Finbear and I had a little meeting after meeting one day here, and we said, okay, today's the day we're gonna get some of these tattoos knocked out, some of the tattoo designs. And Hex Element joined us, and when that happened, he went straight to work on this sort of thing. And then I re-examined it, touched it up, and finished it off. And so I thought it was a great tattoo. Fake tattoo, that is. And then some of the guys at the conference, whenever I handed out these tattoos, they had stickers to throw back at you. So I'm not sure the guy's name that did this sticker, but it's awfully cool. It's an older Calvin with a top hat who is pissing on Bitcoin, which is at the lowest ladder of our HEX logo, you know, because it's up and to the right with hexagons. And then on the back of his blue jean jacket or whatever that is, he's got a huge pulse chain logo that's half hidden. So that's pretty cool. And then the person who gave me these two beauties, a pulse chain sticker and a hex sticker, he was smart enough to mark it on the back. So that's jmmimagination@gmail.com. Sweet. Thank you very much for my stickers. Thank you. All right. And what came too late in the mail are some stickers or some fake tattoos that our very own Finbear designed. So I'm sorry. Here they are in the package that they came to me, and I got to them too late. Too late. Let's see. I had great food while I was in Vegas. The food in Vegas is amazing. I guess they just get it from everywhere. I ate at a Emeril's restaurant, that famous chef, and I ate at this Japanese restaurant that had amazing oysters and sushi and sushimi, and I had some cod there. I love cod. If cod's on the menu, I'm attracted to it. I might have had cod at Emeril's. I don't even remember. That stuff was just so freaking good. We went for seafood when we could find it. I once met some guys for pizza, just to say hey, and then vacated because I didn't want to eat the pizza. I'm unlike that about pizza. It's too much dough for my system. Yeah, we're live right now. Zamboni's like, live today? Yeah, we're live right now. What else? What else? Let's do a giveaway, is what Finbear says. That sounds great. Does anybody want to give me their address? No, no one wants to give me their address. So that's a terrible idea. No, if anybody wants to give me their address, I will give them a package full of tattoo number 1, the Finbear tattoo. Tattoo number 2, the card. Tattoo number 3, this other tattoo that I made. Just a second. All right, tattoo number 3. Opening laptop, Finbear says he's on his way. Oh goodness, I only have so long to run a course. So this one you could cut. It's at least 6 inches tall, but you could cut this down to size, right? And you could use the dice that are all 5, 5, 5, 5 dice. You could use them at different places on your body. Isn't that cool? So this has dolphin. This has ski cat. It's got a whale and a crab and the golden yacht. I think this is sweet. And in the background, there's like Saturn and the moon and I think even Jupiter. Is Jupiter on the way? It's got our island in the background. Our Hexaco island. Hexarica. Okay, so in that little package, I would also send you a magnet, at least one magnet. This is the hypothetical magnet, or this is the hypothetical mail that I'm going to send you because you give me your address. I would also send you, like, because just an envelope is just be a sticker worth. I'd also send you this cool skull hex.com and a moon sticker telling everybody on the road that you've been to the moon because you've been in Hex. Boom. Moon sticker. So we got somebody that joined the group. Hey, Shane, how's it going? I'm looking at Telegram group at the same time I'm watching the chat. And Finbear is just blowing up the chat because he's not yet here to chat it up. Hey, dude, awesome, thanks. Dun 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 dun. Welcome. We are live. Link above. All right, what else? Hex dive body. Scavenger hunt. Yes, yes. Shane just said hex dice body scavenger hunt, meaning put the little dice somewhere on your body and tell somebody to find it. That's pretty funny. Behind your clothes. Zamboni. Zamboni, I'm adding you. Zamboni's only on audio. Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm back in my saddle.
Nice.
I'm a homebody, so like, you know, the time away like messes up my systems. I had to not have a stream last week because nobody would take it over, actually. That's the real reason. What have you been up to?
Not much, just chilling. I ran a 5K 2 days ago. It was like an event in Seattle.
Sweet.
I'm getting back into training and running and stuff after not being very active for the past like 7 months because of my shoulder injury.
I have also been using like the spring to spring me forward, to spring me out
Nice.
there.
Yeah, so spring into March, or spring into spring and March into March.
I was saying that earlier. We are marching, aren't we?
Yeah.
What's been going on? Job interviews? What else happening?
Nope. Just working.
Oh,
I'm actually working right now at my desk.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah. Multitasking.
Got some clouds.
Let's go.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's nice because when it's dark, you don't see the clouds, but when you have the light on, then you see the clouds.
Oh, okay.
This is my sister's old room.
Okay.
Turning into our office.
So, did you see my post about roundwood timber framing?
I don't think so. Was that on HEX Foodies?
Yeah, it was just like last night that I put it there. I'm trying to arrange and bring Finbear. Finbear, you're on.
Nice.
So yeah. Hey, howdy, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm clearly not as hungover as you are.
Oh goodness.
Oh man, you must have had tons of fun.
Vegas is filthy. Like it's
it's bet
energy
you saw,
filthy.
I bet you saw like a boob and a half when you were there.
You just see ass cheeks hanging out everywhere.
Well, yeah, you can't freaking avoid it. So should I leave this on?
Everything looks good. Oh, what does that say? Parents,
I even bought this
parents
light.
suck.
Parents suck, and then you are
And
one.
then you are
You
one.
are one.
It's
So
hilarious.
it's coming for you guys. Just be careful.
Dude, I went to a wedding, and this was my sister's sister-in-law. So like this is gonna be my niece and nephew's cousins, you know, the kids that
Yeah.
are produced. So it's really hitting close to home. Like after the ceremony and everything, the guy said, "Well, now we're family," and I was just like, "Whoa, you just said
Oh
that."
my god. I'm not co-signing anything, man.
Exactly.
It takes a long time.
We're family, but you take the taxi to
You
the
know we're
airport.
family, right?
It takes a long time to be used to actually calling them brother-in-law, because my sister got married, and it's like brother-in-law. Like that's just so weird, because like I have a brother, and like that word brother carries a lot of weight to me. So like saying brother-in-law, it's like it's weird.
That's
Yeah.
very interesting you say that, because there is only like whenever everybody's calling each other bro, there's only like one person that I would call that, or that I'd be so fast to say that. Like I've been so hesitant with that energy, because
Also,
it's only me and my sister.
Like a big cultural difference that I notice hanging out with you guys from the States is you guys aren't shy in like professing your love over something or somebody. Like that's something that
Interesting.
that's something that I say like very rarely. Even
How about if we have a man crush?
well,
I
yeah,
love
even
you, man. I
yeah,
really
even
love what you're doing.
no.
You're just so cool,
No,
man.
yeah, that doesn't translate into like in Finnish. That sounds so freaking weird that
Yeah.
I would never have that conversation with anybody, unless of course I was like really in love with them. But yeah, that's different. Hey, thanks for the link to the post and beam building
So
thing.
that's what I was going to share with Zamboni.
Yeah, that
So
was a great documentary.
Zamboni,
Oh,
I
the
gave you
documentary. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Zamboni, I gave you the Permies.com website, right? Because I'm
So am I a
connected a
member
little
there
bit.
now? Am I a member
Are
there
you?
now?
Do you have
I created the
account?
account, like I
Yeah.
had to create like with my. All right.
So
Maybe
you
I'll
just
go
never
and
had done that, huh?
no. I've always watched the videos that they have on YouTube, and I believe at one point there was a lot of stuff that you could view without being a member, like
Hey,
like
Finbear,
back in the
welcome to
early
the
days.
family.
Awesome, man. Hey, did we?
Zamboni just went to audio only.
Okay, yeah.
So,
It's actually it might be better because it's when the camera is moving like that, it makes me seasick.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So Permies.com, run by Paul Wheaton, a guy who's out there trying to make community work, trying to establish a very healthy environment, village on a 200-acre piece of land, while he and a shop are off to the side of that on 20 acres piece of property. So all the dirty things in permaculture can happen on that 20 acres, and then they can transport all the successful works up to the 200 acres. And so the documentary that I posted, that has to do with the berm shed, a shed that's made into what looks like made into a hill, but the idea is that it's right at the edge of the property, to where like whenever you're at the road, you can't see anything but the edge of this berm. But on the other side, there's all of this access to the shed, the outdoor shed, no door on it at all. There's actually soil above it, and then that faces a shop. So whenever they're in and out of their shop, they're able to easy access things, and it's basically on the edge of a drive, to where it's easy access.
Yeah.
But they've had problems over the years. I've watched this thing develop, and I've watched this thing develop with problems and be redone maybe like twice. And Finbear, tell me your comments on it, because I think
Yeah,
it was right up the line.
yeah. Like the biggest issue I had, like I like the building style, but the biggest issue I had was the there's no bread today, Hexagon girl.
After we build an outdoor oven
Yeah.
at my place,
No. See,
come
I
on
was
out.
I was streaming with the UK Hexicans, and I was just I had been baking bread, so I had to bring it out because they didn't believe me. And
Only two loaves, right?
yeah, it
You had
turned
2
out to
loaves that
be
day?
an ASMR moment.
Right.
What was I talking about? Yeah. Anyways, when they're using round timber, you should always like take the bark off, because that increases the lifespan of the log. That, like in the documentary, you could see him like stabbing the timber with a pocket knife, and one of them was so it's not by like happenstance that one of them happened to rot. It was just the first one to rot, but all of them will rot because they're in contact with like wet ground. Or there's cold earth behind the wall, and there's the plastic between the timber, which is always going to be slightly warmer than the cold earth behind the plastic. So you're going to have a point where dew gathers every evening and every morning. So that's going to accumulate moisture, and it's going to wick into the timber, and it's going to be there between the bark and the first couple of layers of spring wood. Yeah, it's just gonna rot really quick. But if you peel them or even split them, they'll last a whole lot longer.
Yeah, I thought that was a great
Yeah,
comment.
yeah. But it's a
It
huge
catching in that
char.
little zone, all the
Yeah,
moisture catching in that zone.
yeah, you need to, like, those trees have to be felled in the spring. Like over here, we traditionally, those trees were taken down in, I think, January, February, when the relative moisture is pretty high in the timber, but it's like it's frozen solid. So once spring comes, the bark just freaking flies off it.
Yeah. So you're
And
talking
also,
about
like,
like cutting it
way
down,
back.
putting it into storage, and not yet peeling it, or peeling it
Not,
before
well,
then putting it in
not
storage.
not when
Because
it's
when the flows,
well, if it's frozen, there's it's really like a huge task. But if it's like springtime, when the sap is moving really fast, that's when the bark comes off really easy. So you wanna, like, you wanna look at the surrounding trees before the new leaves uh, open. That's when you wanna, like, cut the trees down if you wanna have the bark come off.
sweet.
Did you? Yeah. Oh, I thought you muted yourself or something.
No, I was repeating your words visually.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it's really funny, like when the bark comes off easy, it just, like, it flies off. It looks so fun debarking a log that you're gonna have a line of people wanting to have a go.
Yeah, it's weird.
And the fellas at the farm are, they're not like super hot on like workman's safety. It made me like shiver down to my core. You know, I'm an ex insurance guy also.
Yes.
Like
And
those cut resisting workman's pants, they only cost like $100 or something, but they completely prevent the possibility of you by mistake chopping your fucking leg off with a chainsaw. So I would recommend Paul buy a couple of pairs of those pants. They're really cheap if you consider the other costs that they might end up saving him.
So I haven't heard of anyone getting hurt on Paul Wheaton's property.
I saw the way they were handling those chainsaws. Trust me, man, it's only a matter of time. Somebody gonna get a real hurt, man. Get those, like that safety gear is really cheap. Like one of those anti thing that like this visor that comes in front of your face, so you don't get all the sticks and splinters into your eyes, and then the don't cut your legs off pants from a special. There's this. I would imagine they're all over the place. Meatloaf, man.
Let's talk about this meatloaf.
Who made the meatloaf?
I did.
Is it your meatloaf?
Yeah,
Yeah, that looks edible.
it is. It was. It tasted pretty good. The texture wasn't very
Yeah.
great though. It was ground turkey.
Everybody knows that meatloaf is like this fat chick, and you're pondering if it's like if she's girlfriend material. Like it might not look that great, but you know it's okay once you tuck into it.
Yeah, the texture was so that like you use the egg.
Come on, Devin.
Well, I'm laughing because my mother, she's banned from making meatloaf, and I'm just thinking like, what kind of jokes could I make about this? Like, I don't want my mom's meatloaf.
Yeah, so like the bread and the eggs are supposed to be the bonding to like bond all the beef, but since I used ground turkey, like turkey already binds with itself, so like you didn't really
Hey,
need the
hop
bread.
in, Hexy bastard.
Hop in here, Hexy.
Yeah, the link is in the Hex Foodies chat. Hop in. Don't be a quitter, man.
Are Americans allowed to say oi oi?
I guess they are,
Oh,
unless it's cultural appropriation. But how could it be? Because it was the Brits who were your rulers first. So I would guess, yeah, you could.
Hexagon girl, you can also hop in. Come to the Hex Foodies Telegram chat. I got the link in there.
I'll comment on it to bring it.
He's still working.
Forward.
Hop in 30 minutes. We will not still be going. Well, we might still be going.
We might be
Running low.
going.
So, what were the comments about meatloaf? Zamboni,
Me?
we
It was
interrupted
just-
you. What
it
is
was
this
just-
sauce on the top?
It's you put barbecue sauce, ketchup, and a little bit of mustard, and then if you have it, tomato sauce. But I went extra on the barbecue sauce, and you also put brown sugar in, and I went pretty heavy on the brown sugar. And then you mix it up, and then you just slather it on top, and then you put like half of it on halfway through it's baked, and then you put half of it on before you put it in the oven, and then you put half of it on after it's already been half cooked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it hasn't been cooked much. Like just the
So
sauce.
you get like
doesn't
this.
need to be.
You get this caramelized thing
Exactly.
on top. Yeah.
It's pretty.
So
thick.
that's turkey.
Yeah,
all
ground
turkey.
turkey.
I would have gone with the Animal World's fairy dust, which is like small cubes of bacon in the batter to make it a bit more sort of juicy. Like isn't turkey isn't like all that juicy. To prevent it from going dry, I might give it a go. I don't know. We don't have like turkey mincemeat over here at all.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, turkey is not like a big thing.
What about in the
here.
jerky format, like sticks? I would assume it's the same.
No.
But
We don't have like there's turkey in like cold cuts and stuff, but that's about it. Like yeah, we don't have like those Thanksgiving things and stuff like that. We have nothing to be thankful over here on this side of the. So we just have like chicken, smaller birds.
Hexy Bastard says, we are plebs. And then he's like, these motherfuckers on the screen are all retired.
I'm still working.
Hey,
I'm working.
That's one way of saying unemployed. Man. Then need to beat yourself down over it.
Yeah. We're unemployed. Get it right.
I don't like, the thing is, like, if you want to have any kind of real wealth in the future, you can't be rich now. You have to be rich later. So, like, my income and also my expenditure is pretty much the same it was 2 years ago, because I hate stuff.
Same. Yeah. It's so annoying.
And I don't have to impress anybody. So yeah, I'm cool. I don't need like a $500 a month to live. Actually, I need a bit more now that freaking diesel fuel is almost €3 a liter. So that's like $12 a gallon. Oh, more. That's like fucking $14 a gallon for diesel over here.
That's why you get an electric car.
Yeah, that's not any better because electricity is like historically expensive. We're getting electricity bills that, like, a year ago you could have paid for 3 or 4 months worth of electricity with one of the bills that we get, and we get them every month now.
Oh, that's absurd.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
that looks like what for the entire year, three times more.
3 times more, maybe 4 times more, depending on how much they raise the cost for the transfer. Because over here, you pay like your electricity in two parts. That's how they trick you. So you pay for the you pay for the electricity which is produced somewhere, and then you pay for the transfer of the electricity. So the transfer part is cheaper, but that's still like 20% more on top of the electricity cost. That's absolutely ridiculous the way they set them up. And to make things worse, they sold the company that holds the grid, that owns the grid. They sold the company to an Australian company, like a venture capital company. So now the Australian venture capitals increase our cost of transferring electricity by 15% every year, because that's the limit they're allowed to increase the cost. Like, that's seen as reasonable to increase the price by 15%. So they're just freaking sucking our economy dry.
Yeah, it's almost like traditional, like just any of these stocks and bonds, just hiding things down below the surface. So like the people on the surface, they just change the name of it, change the format of reorganize it, jump ship, go to the next one.
You can imagine why I'm so excited about Mad Energy, because I know that there's like 1 million households over here that would be immediately interested in becoming customers if you could produce electricity without having to pay any of the Finnish electricity companies, pay any taxes to the Finnish government, or use the existing infrastructure. So you can piss in the eye of the Australians and get it wirelessly with the stuff that the Mad Energy folks have put together. So it's a really, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
But when you talk to the Mad people and you witness what they have to say on live streams, you find out that the technology that you're most interested in is the one that's pushed back the furthest with the furthest timeline.
Yeah,
that kind of discouraged me a little bit.
No, it makes perfect sense, because they want to sort of grow the molars first, as it were. So,
okay.
So you want to have something to produce a steady income for your investors while you're working on the other thing. That's why, like, they already have like contract customers for I think like 10 years or something. So there's already a cash flow, because it's still it's still in the real money, and it's like a real money business. So you need to think about stuff like how they pay for the personnel and all that stuff. So that's just good in my book, because they have money. Like besides all the new investors that poured money in, they also have the steady revenue stream from their sort of base business at the moment.
So what do you guys think about Crypty Girl, her comment here? And it was a really good comment. Do you think it's a poll? Do you think that kombucha is the nectar of life or an insult to nature? I couldn't even answer this question.
Me neither, because I've never had it.
Really?
Never.
No, it's yeah, it's very hippy dippy to like
I wouldn't say
somebody
it's the
living
nectar.
up here. Man.
I wouldn't say it's the nectar, but
Everybody
I
knows
also
vodka
wouldn't
is.
say that it's an insult. It's a
I wish
it's a
there was
production
like I wish there was a option
incubation.
C. Maybe I would go for the option C, because
I would go
both
for
of
B
these.
and I'd push insult down to C.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's how I see it.
But there are 9 votes there.
Besides, I've never had it, so what the fuck? I don't know anything about it.
It's really good for your gut and your skin. It has a lot of probiotics, and it's really good for your body because of the. It's kind of like wine.
Isn't it like mostly similar stuff to something like that you find in sauerkraut?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Sauerkraut,
Anise,
kimchi.
I added Anise to the audio.
Welcome.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing
We're
good.
doing great.
Okay. Are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone, yes.
Yeah. The audio quality is not super hot, but at least it's not like we're not getting a reverb.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So that's
I'm
okay.
actually about to park. I'm about to park in my place, so it should be better once I get there.
Okay, cool.
What kind of place are you living in? Apartment?
Yes, I'm in an apartment. Yep.
So do you park in a garage?
Yes.
Cool. I'd just like to know what the Hexicans are, living, like how they're stacking themselves.
Yeah. We actually, we when the donut madness began, we decided that we want to look into moving out of the city, which is when we pulled the trigger. We've been in this house for like a year and a half now, and this is freaking awesome compared to living in the city. Like we got like I think I got like 3 acres of grass to cut or something like that.
So you were a Hexican before you even moved out there?
Oh yeah.
Wow. I as calm and as comfortable as you seem out at your place. I was thinking you'd been there longer.
No, but this is like perfect. Everything in this house is like in my grandparents' place. This is exactly built with the same way. There's like 100,000 houses in Finland built like this, because they were all built after the war. See, on the way when the Germans left, they did a favor to everybody and decided that we want to see a completely new rebuilt Finland. So they burned every building down on their way out. So all the houses are built with pretty much like the same blueprint. But
So
what
you
it
guys
does
had-
is, so like everybody's grandmas and grandpas look the same. Like guys my
that's the
age,
same way it is
if
here.
you went
After
to your
the boom.
grandma's, it was the same. It was like you had this door went to the basement, this door goes upstairs, and there's like the toilet over there, and then 2 or 3 bedrooms depending on how many kids you plan to have or something like that.
We had these bungalows, is what we call them, World War II bungalows, and they would have 2 doors in the front because the single male would be living in that front apartment while the established male would be starting his household throughout the rest of the house.
Yeah, so you could have like somebody renting the room.
Well, because there's just constant construction everywhere. So it's like we just need housing for right now in
Yeah.
order for the next bungalow to be created and the next bungalow to be created.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Well, cool. Anise, what do you think about Crypty Girl's question on kombucha? Is it the nectar of life or is it an insult to nature?
Can you hear
Anise,
us?
do you know that I'm asking you a question?
Oh, hey, yeah, I can hear you. Now I can
Were
hear
you able to
What
see
was the
this?
question?
Were you able to see this poll that Crypty Girl put up? She said, "What do we think about kombucha? Do we think that it's the nectar of life, or do we think that it's an insult to nature?" There's no in
I
between.
don't know. I have no opinion on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you drink kombucha?
What do you guys think? I've tried before, but I don't really drink it regularly.
I haven't
Actually-
even tasted it.
I drink a lot of it lately.
So you'd probably lean towards nectar of life then, huh?
I
If you had to
lean-
choose one.
You better, because otherwise you're gonna come off looking pretty silly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
trying
I've
whatever
been
my
drinking
body
buckets of the stuff.
reports
It's
to.
disgusting.
It's not whether
Oh,
it's
sorry.
disgusting or not. It's a level of like how much alcohol do you give your body, I think.
But there's no
It's-
alcohol in kombucha.
2%.
It's
What?
really
1 to
low.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
1
low.
to 2.
That's not nearly enough
Yeah.
for
you're
me
not
to want
drinking
to
it.
drink it, man.
Yeah, you're not drinking it for the alcohol.
No, I
Yeah, you're not.
wanna drink the stuff. I wanna drink the stuff that D-Rush was talking about the other time we were streaming. Remember the weird palm juice thing that
Yes, the
starts
palm
to
juice.
ferment.
That was a great. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that, like, the banana circles every permaculturist is mad about.
Good
David.
stuff. Banana circles?
Yeah. So I was
What-
thinking that what if
You ferment the
what if-
peels? What happened?
Yeah, no, no, but what if you planted these palm trees in a similar sort of circle fashion? So you would have like 6 or 7 palm trees in a circle, which is like maybe 6 feet or 5 feet across. Because then you could have some kind of a thing in between the palms. You could have like a net between all the palm trees, or you could have like some kind of a weird ladder thing or something set between the trunks to make the harvesting easier. Because the way they had that shit set up looked dangerous and pretty unproductive.
Yeah, you could have like a jungle gym on the inside.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
That'd
you
be
could
neat.
hoist a trampoline up there if you wanted. Like a bouncy castle, if you like.
I like
You
the
get
idea.
the idea. You get
I
the
like
idea.
the idea of things gripping into a tree and then a tree developing and bringing that stuff up with them, or growing around it. Have y'all ever seen like a bicycle or something that's just like placed in
Yeah.
a tree and then like over years?
Yeah, or like a moped. I saw a picture, I think it was from Vietnam, of some American GI who had left his moped in the jungle. And there's this one tree that grew from between the between the engine and I guess the fuel tank somewhere, and it just completely sort of grew around. There was only just slightly you could see the outlines of the tires
That's really neat.
and a little bit of the handlebar.
Have you guys seen like bridges made out of trees? Like you take 2 trees and you kind of form them to go against each other, and then they grow into each other, and it creates a bridge.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
That's,
a tree. I've seen a fence.
that's a
like a woven fence.
Leonardo da Vinci's design.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really
Really, Da Vinci had.
yeah. He
Oh, cool.
came up with the so
you got one on one bank,
It has
and another, and they're hardwood, right?
you have like these timber like square timber frames, and then these slightly narrower frames that go in between, and you get like this interesting effect where they lock onto each other.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
to see
There's a
this.
there's a membrane that goes across also. So
If
you
Da
have like
Vinci
this
did it, I want to
box
see
thing.
it.
Leonardo da Vinci also
Yeah.
had drawings for solar updraft towers too.
For
Yes,
what?
your expertise.
What
Yes,
towers?
what I did in school.
What towers?
Solar updraft towers. It wasn't really
Yeah.
solar. It was mainly just updraft towers. Like you'd have a fire to cook something, then you can turn a turbine as the fire is going up. You know, the steam, or not the steam, but the smoke and the hot air. So it wasn't really using solar from the sun, but mainly heat from a fire, and then it goes up and turns a turbine, and you're using the turbine to do something, to like either grind something up
Oh.
or generate something or turn something.
Okay. That seems like if hot air is the means of propulsion, I think there's quite a bit of energy loss there. But at
Right, of
least
course.
it was like on the right track there.
You're mainly just reusing that energy. You're not letting it go completely to waste. It's not like, it's like you're repurposing it or something.
Yeah.
So talking about energy and gaining, losing. What do y'all think about the efficiency of this thing? Were you able to see that?
It only lasted a few seconds. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, so I found this YouTube video about this this guy who's able to pressurize water with a clean fire here. So he actually like opens up this compartment, this drum that he keeps behind him on a 3-wheeler, and he opens up that compartment and he cooks his meal on there, like his lunch, and then he closes it, is eating the thing while he's driving away, and it's a pretty neat little thing. It gets me a little bit worried about pressurized compartments, you know, like on your backside.
Well, yeah, but the guy has like a helmet made of straw, so clearly he's living on the edge already. It's probably
Right.
not an issue. Also, I don't see any registration plates on it. But yeah,
I wonder where
that
he
looks
is. I wonder if he's
freaking hot.
if he's like
Hey,
in
how
India
about
or
the?
South America.
I don't know.
And this
Looks
is
like
back.
Vietnam or something. Might be.
I just had
I
deja
don't think
vu with
South
the news.
American. I don't think South Americans wear that type of hat. That's why I was going with. I would go with someplace Asia. But
I'd have
how
to
about
track
that?
that down.
How about that short video that you shared right after this one?
This one? Okay, so this
Yeah.
one is, I don't know about you guys, but because of the Ukraine stuff going on, my YouTube suggestions have been flooding all of these Ukrainian and Belarus videos towards me. So all these content creators from that area, you know, like they're trying to get us to sympathize and things. So
Everybody is getting paid. Every one of
Yeah.
those who make these videos, they're getting paid.
So this certain person, I don't think they had very many views, but it was a young lady talking about the situation in her village, and so there were different periods of time where like the state had set up housing for farmers, and there was just a certain time period where they had this influx of agriculture need in the area and were able to sustain it for a little while. So they had like these dwellings that were built by the state for these farmers. As long as you worked for the state farm,
yeah.
as long as you
I
worked for
think
the
what
state
she was,
farm, then you had free housing.
yeah, I think
And she was saying that it didn't work.
Yeah, she was talking about the fact that if there was no work at the state farm, you had nothing. There's no safety net.
Yeah, none.
So as long as stuff was going good at the state farm, oh my God, I hate even saying that. Things Gucci.
As long as everything's good at the state
As
farm.
soon as Yeah, as soon as the success of the group started to depend on people doing stuff out of the realm of what's being expected out of them, and that's when everything starts to break down. This is why I firmly believe that even though having communal things and having people partake in any endeavor that I'm gonna be participating in, I'm gonna make damn sure that I'm gonna own a big fucking chunk out of whatever it is that we're building, because I'm not gonna be arguing with guys over how it's gonna be done, who's gonna pay for it, and like all that crap. I think things get done better when there's somebody who says, like, this is how it's gonna be, and because that's my land. Those guys work for me, and fuck you, mom. The flag post goes over there.
Okay, so that's perfect. It goes into the next topic, where there is this New Zealand piece of property that in the 70s, because of the 60s movements, then the 70s brought on this this movement in New Zealand where some people got together and they bought a piece of property and then put it into a land trust situation. They didn't use the words exactly land trust whenever they were describing it, but it's complete freedom on this piece of property, and all you have to do is sign the guest book with your actual government name, I suppose, and you're instantly a member and allowed to live there for life. And so what's happening is the people who have established themselves there believe that they should be the true stewards of it and making decisions on the piece of property, and their families are the ones who should be able to prosper there, and they should be allowed to disassociate with other members that come there, or even make things difficult for other members to come there. And so there's this photo here of this guy with his third eye tattooed onto his forehead.
That's
This
always a
guy,
good sign.
yeah, this
Always a good
guy
sign.
is a dude. Watch out, I'll do it. This guy is a dude that that's been there since the 70s. He said he's been there for 35 years, I think, and he said that 20 years ago was whenever the height of the community was. So I suppose that's right at the 2000s. That doesn't make sense. 35 years. He hadn't been there.
This is probably 10 years old.
Okay, all right.
That explains the
So that means like in the
discrepancy.
90s it reached its height. He said that he loved it whenever the children were there, and he wishes that there were more children coming through.
That was like my fucking hair on my neck stood up when the guy started
Oh,
talking
really?
about.
You
Oh,
saw
yeah.
him as a predator?
Well, the other guy who was also briefly interviewed, he said about this fellow in the picture. He
Yes.
said about him that
That he doesn't want him around his family.
nobody wants him near their family.
Yeah.
And that's probably like
Well,
that's
what
a
I was
big clue.
thinking is that when you have success with raising children on a piece of property, then you have a measurement of success, right? That's how I took it.
I don't know.
And
The
then,
guy seems pretty freaking creepy to me.
okay, wow.
Maybe you get a different perspective when you have kids of your own.
That
Yeah.
might be, yeah, that might be, because like I can imagine like 10, 11 years ago looking at that guy and going like, wow, that's a like cool old man.
Mm-hmm.
But like having kids, now all I'm thinking about is fucking wood chipper doesn't say no.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the what is this? The septic system that's made out of thick rubber lining and a bunch of tires. So you got
Yeah.
your big tires stacked in the middle, and then your other tires around it, in order just to keep some distances. But you're to
keep
fill the whole
big,
thing with
big
soil, right?
tires from. No, you cover it up and then like fill it with soil. So you put the plastic on top. So you make like you create like a void in the ground where the sewage collects. Then all the solids start to decompose in the area created by the big tires. All the liquids leach out between the smaller tires, and then there's another pipeline that goes into a second tank where I think it settles even more, and then it goes into like a planting system. There's actually like this is a well-known process that happens in nature where there's this certain layer which accumulates bacteria which work in anaerobic conditions. So you can continuously drain that sort of pool or whatever you could call it. You can drain it from a certain height and get like the most pure possible sewage out of it, and then get that into a different container or a different hole in the ground and have it go through another cycle where a different set of bacteria go through it, and then you can just let it drain onto a leach field. So this is pretty handy in any type of a emergency situation to get like some kind of a sewage thing going, so people don't get cholera and shit.
Dang, I wish I actually remembered everything from my wastewater treatment courses I took in college.
Yeah, basically you could build a similar setup using 2 or 3 IBC containers and a couple of fittings and a little bit of 19 millimeter pipe.
Zamboni, did you sell your textbooks back to the bookstore?
I haven't gotten around to it. I mean, I was thinking about getting on like the Facebook page and selling textbooks back to the students or something.
Now is the time to go review those textbooks and analyze them toward the new agey type of construction, right? So that you can compare notes, right? This is what they taught you in school. This is what you could also do with that same information and those measurements and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, because like it does all the same things that something that you get from a factory does, but as we can see, there's nothing to sell over here, so they've made solutions like this illegal. But we might find ourselves in a situation where something being illegal is completely irrelevant. So it's good for us to know stuff like this, because like managing sewage is like a pretty big fucking deal if push comes to shove.
SJ is on the road. She says she's listening. I wonder if she's on the way back from Vegas, or she's already come back from Vegas and she's off to the next place. I wonder. So drive safe.
Great to see you, SJ.
Let's anybody got a topic to bring?
I had something in mind, but as is customary, I didn't write it down and I forgot it again.
Sweet.
I'm gonna have something next week.
I wonder who Shane is that's new here. Go ahead. Oh,
I don't know.
Hexagon Girl, welcome to the Hex Foodies chat. What were you gonna say?
Yes, welcome. I don't remember, man.
Okay.
Oh, I was about to complain that I'm alone with the kids again at home, and it's getting about that time that even though if you guys continue, I'm gonna have to hop out and get them ready for bed. Otherwise, it's gonna be freaking mayhem.
Cool. Well, anybody want to add something before we cut it off? Let's just cut it off here on time. We're almost an hour.
Perfect.
Yeah, from my end, Devin, I just came late, so I just wanted to listen to whatever topic you were discussing. So I'll hope to be in the next one. And
we were just going over
Spring,
everything in
spring
chat.
spring is coming, so you better get to planting. We're gonna have tomatoes and carrots and cabbages and spring onions, and man, we're gonna have all kinds of stuff. So once we get all that snow crap from out from our yard, I think I'm gonna have some interesting pictures to share with you guys.
I
Really
planted
looking.
some trees, and so they were bare root when they went in, and they're starting to show buds and new leaves, and so
Nice.
I've got that stuff to show. probably 27 fruit trees in my yard. That's
Wow.
less than 0.1 of an acre.
How
And
how
I'm
deep of a hole? How deep of a hole did you dig for them?
Oh, I didn't have to do too much, so maybe like just 2.5, and then all of the soil around it was a mixture of new soil that was, compost stuff, and then existing soil. Um, and then I've soaked them twice, once with rainwater because I had it, and then once with the hose water, which I'd rather not do because our city does put all those things into the water.
Do they put fluoride or chlorine
Oh,
into the water?
both.
Nice.
Both. We got
Well,
both
if
here.
if you have to use that water, it's a good idea to have it
Let
stand
it
in a
let it sit
bucket or
out.
something for like a day or something. If you have a place where you can just keep water, do that.
I agree.
That at least works for the chloride. It evaporates completely.
So I'm about to set up rainwater gutters in order to lead the water to the high side of the property and then just allow it to come back down. Hopefully this will work out, and I'll just make adjustments if needed. Like say it
Do you
starts
live
heading
in a
straight for the
house?
house.
Do you
Yes, I live on a pier and beam house.
can you is it yours or do you rent?
Rent.
Do you think you could build like a small fish pond or something in your backyard?
I could build a very small fountain, but not a fish pond.
Like a koi pond type of a thing. It doesn't have to be like terribly big. It could be like something like 7 feet by 5 feet or something like a irregular shape. Because if you could have it somewhere up on the property, and you could run your rainwater into the fish pond, and then have that overflow onto your property and out the other end, if there's any left.
I could do it with the help of modern materials.
Yeah,
I could have a pond that's lined. Yeah.
yeah. You could have there's this. Uh, I forget what the canvas is called, but I think it has like bettonite or something in it.
Yes.
And once it gets wet, it turns into like concrete, so it's not permeable at all
Yeah, that's a
after
great idea
yeah, after it gets wet.
because I was trying to figure out like what sort of a fountain I would have there at the high point
Yeah,
in order to take on the water, like the rush of the water, so that the
yeah,
soil wouldn't be displaced by
yeah.
the amount
Because
of
it
rushing
would,
water that were there.
yeah, it would eat the topsoil out pretty quickly if there's nothing. Like at least you'd need some kind of a stone base or something
Indeed.
to have it set into.
So what I did was I mulched the entire piece of property, so 0.1 of an acre. I mulched it with about 6 inches worth. Zambodi just went to audio only, and then okay, now he's back. So what happened was this tree that was like 20 years old started feeling moisture issues because of me mulching down at its drip area, its drip ring. And so I felt really bad about that. And my resolution to this is to run water over there to it or right beside it on the high side and allow the water to the overflow to navigate down the side away from the house. And then I'll have like a patio and things like that it can run by. And that's where all the trees are, all like down the side of the house.
It's
Just a
gonna be
few on the
interesting.
backside. Yeah, I'll start posting some pictures because like a friend of mine said that my place looked like an industrial yard, you know, like with a pile of stuff over here, a pile of stuff over there, and
Yeah,
like just
that's
gravel
gonna
walks
change.
around. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna
everything's
change.
gonna develop.
Yeah, nice.
But
I'm gonna have pets. I'm gonna put pets in my backyard as well. I'm gonna have like tens of meters, maybe a couple of 100 meters
what of what
of of like growing beds.
fence? Growing fence.
No, growing beds.
Oh,
Beds. Okay.
beds.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So
I
So
heard
yeah,
beds.
like
I think
4 feet
like
wide, 3 feet wide,
70 centimeters. So that's like 2.5 feet. Is it?
raised,
No, two
raised
feet.
or in the
Yeah. Oh
ground.
yeah, raised beds, and I'm gonna have the pathways are gonna be like sawdust.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill the grass with quite a lot of cardboard, and then cover it with dirt, and then like dig out where the paths are gonna be, fill the paths with sawdust, and then cover the dirt with compost, and then I'm gonna have to put a tarp over it for a couple of weeks to kill all the weed seeds, but then it's good to be planted.
You can have irrigation run lines.
No, because it's at a place at our yard where all the water gathers anyway, so I'm gonna have to raise it up quite a bit, and because of the sawdust, it's gonna just suck all the rainwater, absorb it. So I don't imagine I would have to ever use any kind of irrigation.
So you're not going to do any hugel culture. You're just going to see what wood chips fall wherever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do hugel culture because I wanna have cleaner beds and like flat ground to work on. I might do like a single hugel culture bed between the house and the public road, just to get the same benefits as the berm building that we talked about earlier in the stream. So I'm gonna have like something to block the view from the the public road into into the yard.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
it's really
something that's
interesting.
happened.
I got the missus all excited, so she wants to get stuff growing as well. So it's been
So
a
she's a
long
foodie as
journey.
well.
Yeah, it's taken like 10 years to get her excited. So finally, now that she's excited, she's pretty excited.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Something that's happening down here in Texas is South by Southwest is going on. That's where a bunch of conventions are all held at once in downtown Austin. So there's music, there's tech, there's film, there's all sorts of tech, medical tech, financial tech. Actually, those things have already ended. The portions of the convention. And so I guess it's just a situation where you can buy like an expensive ticket and go and attend all of these things, or you can buy just the general ticket and just have limited access. But what we're going to do, us Hexicans, let's see, Black Hexican and Mars Hexican have established that they're going to sponsor a night at the Voodoo Room on 6th Street in Austin, and that's going to be tomorrow night. And this thing has been known about for just about 2 weeks. It's been planned 2.5 weeks, I would say. basically at the time that they were in San Antonio, the tour was in San Antonio, they had the connection and the awareness that they were going to do this. So they got with the Texas group, which I'm a part of, and they we did an understanding. We did a video, a live stream, in order to understand what it was that was going to happen and to try to fundraise for. And so here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that, tomorrow, we're going to have a party at the Voodoo Room. If you're in the Austin area or in Texas, please come down, join us. We'll have quite a few of the Texas Hexicans over there. And the idea is that we pass out pamphlets or information out on the street, and we bring people into this environment, and they'll have a free drink voucher as well. And that's where the fundraising came in order to rent out the extra private room that's on the third floor. I believe this is the situation. So we can actually take them out of the DJ that's already established, that's selected by Southwest events and stuff. So we can take them into the establishment, and then upstairs to a private bar, I guess. And then we can, onboard people into HEX. And so I've been thinking about like different ideas of how could we convey the idea of HEX to people out on the street enough to get them into the establishment. And then so like hopefully Hexicans will be out on the street, they'll be on the dance floor, they'll be where the DJ is, they'll be upstairs on the third floor. So I know that I think Victor, Hex Fan Network is going to be there. Cass. Cass is one of the OG Hexicans. I think he'll be there. And actually he's staying for all of South by Southwest stuff. So he's Airbnb-ing a lake house right now, I believe. So I hope he's having fun out there.
So Davin, for HEX events, is just the one tomorrow?
Yeah. So as far as HEX events, only tomorrow evening. So that's Wednesday, the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
I think the doors open at 9 p.m., but I'm going to make sure that I'm there by like at least 9:30, maybe 10. Because I'm going to be trying to tell people about it on the street and handing out whatever free information we'll have. And so Cass is getting some informational book, like fold outs that are the size of a business card. And hopefully we can put the drink voucher inside of them. But if we're less prepared than that, so be it. We can just tell people like, hey, that's the place. They will have, of course, a occupancy limit, but it's free to attend this venue. And then you could just get the drink voucher from us, and then you got a free drink and a free show. But the guy on the screen is the DJ. I don't know this guy.
Yeah, I was just about to ask who's the guy in the picture.
I don't know this guy, but one of our Hexicans does know. He's Hex Psychedelic, I think, out of Austin.
All right. Hey guys, I think they're gonna start skinning the dog. I'm gonna have
man,
to
it was
hop
great
off
seeing
and
you.
see.
It's been a while.
It was good to be here, man. Let's not keep breaks this long. 2 weeks is too long, man. I got like all kinds of itches and stuff over here. Hey, Zamboni asshole here has worked up a craving for meatloaf. That's what he's saying over there in his witch talk.
Nice.
So, just so that you know.
Cool.
Yeah. Nice meeting you, man. Talk
too.
to you next week.
Yeah, take care, Finn. See you, man.
Yeah, take
Bye.
care.
Hey, Davin,
Hey.
I'm gonna be working tomorrow all day, but I see if I'm done early enough that I can come down and join you guys.
Yeah, please do. That'd be sweet.
It would. It's very tight, honestly, but I'll see what I can do.
All right. So the party, if you're able to get the next day off, the party lasts until 2 p.m.
Okay.
Or I mean, I'm sorry, not 2 p.m. 2 a.m. So from 10 to 2. Yeah, just be in close communication with us in the HEX Texas group, not the HEX Foodies group.
Got it.
Cool. Poian Hexter, thanks for the kind remarks, man. Okay, so any last sign-off words from either of you?
No, I came a little late and I just wanted to see what you guys were discussing, but from my end, I'm good for now. When is the next stream?
This time next week, so noon on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. All right. Well, thanks for allowing me to cover those things with South by Southwest. I know it doesn't really pertain to specifically this group, but I need to shill the things that are going on in the Hexakin community. Right now, we're experiencing some splinters and stuff, and it's growing pains.
Yeah.
This is how all of this stuff is. This is how a great thing is created. Diamonds are always in the making. They're just not right up in our face yet, and then we can appreciate them later. So right now winners are being made, so just keep your cool hat on. It was good meeting with y'all, and every Tuesday at noon, come join us, and I will always make the link available to come on the stream and share with us what it is that you find most important along the lines of back to the land or back to body focus. We're all about health here. And I've actually noticed that some of the HEX streamers are starting to turn, they're starting to curve just a little bit towards health. RG3 talked about how he's got somebody that is helping him with his health, and he can connect other Hexicans with that. And somebody else was talking, Lit, the My Life is Awesome. He was starting to talk about healthier habits to living. And I think a few of the other people are, Jim Rat Crypto. He's starting to get people into the mindset of this is the thing. These are the way that you need to eat, or assessing your diet in order to be better in the weight room and to just be better out of the weight room. So this is really exciting. People are using their wealth appropriately, and their wealth is their health in life. Don't lose aspect of it. And if you do lose aspect of it, you will come crawling back and want the health of your body to be back.
Hey, you know that I come from a lot of like the health conversation comes also from like a fitness point of view. So I think I mentioned to you that I've been listening to a podcast by Nike. It's called Trained, and it's pretty good. They have all their episodes is with the new guests. Whether they're a nutritionist, they're just a trainer, like a mental health expert. But every episode is very dynamic. The information is great, so I'm gonna put it on the chat as well. One of these episodes, but it's pretty good information.
Please do. That sounds excellent.
Yep.
And SJ, before we head out, SJ says, cannot thrive if the soil is deficient.
I like it.
And we can make an analogy there, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's close with that.
All right, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Cheers.
Yes, see you.
Cheers.
Have a good day.